Hey you guys, thanks for clicking on the video, and this is just going to be a quick little thing I wanted to pop on and share with you guys, because I know times have been rough lately, okay? Ever since the pandemic, times have been really hard for people. People have been questioning everything. It's like just about brought everyone to their knees, and I've been thinking a lot about time. A lot of us suffer from anxiety. We suffer from depression, especially those of us getting into middle age. I'm in my 40s, but it's not just people going into middle age. One thing we worry about most in this life, to me, is the most valuable currency we have. The most valuable thing that we have is our time. Think about it. We are always stressing about time running out, time to be somewhere, gotta be at work, gotta be here, gotta be there. I don't have time. I need more time. Our time management gets off. It's very important that we find a way to balance our time in this life. And in this video, really quickly, I'm going to tell you how I practice a mental technique of slowing time down. Yes. Now, we can't really grab up this existence in this third density, this third dimensional reality. We're here, on Earth. We can't really just grab up time and stop time. I know we wish we could. Think about it. I know we wish we could slow things down sometimes. But think about that. How most of us are always thinking in our head or wishing, oh my God, I wish I had more time for my family, more time for my hobbies. Time is just going away so fast. I can look back over the last 5 years even, and oh my God, it seems like the older we get, time is just, you look back and it's a blur. But let me tell you what I practice, a technique that I use to combat that anxiety. And let me tell you, I have the worst anxiety. I have generalized anxiety disorder. So of course, I'm going to make a video about that soon and explain what that is. But that means I have a non-stop background running all the time in the back of my subconscious, this feeling of anxiety that I have to find a way to cope with on a regular basis. And yes, I do get into bouts of deep depression and anxiety about time, about wishing I had more time for family, wishing I had more time for hobbies, more time doing things I want to do, more time doing things of service to others, helping others, more time, period. Stressing out about being on time to things constantly. And just as I get older into the aging process, worrying about time running out. That is a big deal as we start to age. And we have to start early preparing ourselves for aging. I've always thought about that. Because if you start going into middle age with a lot of fear and anxiety and depression, and you haven't really centered yourself and gotten your time management balanced together before a certain age, growing older can be really scary. It can be really anxiety-ridden and depressing, and oh my God, my time, I'm aging, and my body's changing, and oh God, I don't have time to keep up with the things I used to, and all of that. So I'm going to tell you guys a mental technique that I use to literally slow time down and put a stop to some of that overwhelming fear and anxiety, okay? The key to this for me, because I can't really slow time down. It's not really slowing anything down. But it's a trick that I use in my own mind. The practice of being present every day, every moment that you can. Yes. So many of us get so distracted in life. We run the rat race. We're in a hurry. We're bouncing in and out. We see people for a couple minutes. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I'll catch up with you next week. Yeah, let's make that plan, and we never do it. So many of us have a hard time with really good time management and balance of our time, so that we actually can slow down and feel fulfilled. Many of us have to work hella schedules. We have to work so many hours a week and trying to provide for our families, trying to keep roof over our head. I understand that. And yes, inside it can create a deep depression, a sadness, a guilty feeling. being guilt-ridden, and anxiety, even a resentment and an anger that we don't have enough time. So it is important, again, to find the mental techniques and the practices that you can use to slow time down for yourself, decrease that anxiety, and then sort of get a grip on resorting your life, aligning with your time management balance, where you can balance your career, your income, your time spent with people and family, and then your personal time that you need for yourself, your hobbies, and all of that is important to have in our lives. And so many of us get carried away, so many distractions in our lives, and people need us to do this, and oh my God, job demands, and we just come in and we're tired, and we don't get to do the things that we love to do, and then we carry around this depression and anxiety and anger, and we're heavy. Oh my God, this has happened to me. It has literally happened to me. It's why I want to share this with you, because I know how terrible that feels. I know what that anxiety feels like, the guilt of it just snowballs in your head. It's like, I'll be thinking people think I don't care about them. Like, I don't get as much time with my family as I want, or I don't get as much time to be thoughtful as I would love to do. All of these things, and I'll be thinking, God, carrying all this guilt and anxiety, and people think I don't care. But really, I'm at work. I'm working my ass off. I'm trying to make sure my bills stay paid and I stay functioning and eating. And I'm also trying to do my creative thing. And I'm trying to balance so many things at one time, and then be there for the people that I love and care about. And for me, if I let any one of those things go too far to the extreme with my time, then my whole shit goes down. My whole shit goes to hell. Okay, my whole ship goes down. Everything goes to shit for me. It really does. It can snowball out of control. So there is a balance that we have to find, okay, guys? We really have to sit down and think about, whoa, slam the brakes on. Something's got to give. Something has to go. It is perfectly okay to do a self-inventory of your life every few months or however often you need, and figure out, where is my time going? Where is my time going? Is it being spent in the wrong places? Is it being spent with people I actually love and care about, that bring me joy, that we mutually benefit each other's lives and encourage each other's lives? Or am I just throwing my time away on things that make me miserable? What's going on with my job? All of those things we have to consider. Am I fulfilling my dreams and goals that I really want to do? Am I getting enough rest and time for me? Oh, hell, it can be. It can be a mess. So anyway, let's get to it before I go. My technique for kind of pulling that anxiety down a notch and slowing time down, I practice every day as much as I possibly can. Even when life wants to come at me and just chew me up, we're going to have days where we have to run like hell. We got to go to work, and we got this going on. We got to pick up the kids, and we got this and that, and our mom needs this, and our partner needs that, and we got to go to the grocery store, and oh my God, we're not going to get a chance to do anything. We just can't think straight. We're going to have days like that. That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead with that. Get your stuff done. But you cannot live like that all the time. Some people live like that all week, every day. They never, and they feel shitty. So the practice of waking up in the morning, and from the time you get up, I practice, number one, giving gratitude. I'm full of gratitude. That helps my depression and anxiety. And then all throughout the day, I will stop myself when I feel like I'm getting too anxious or carried away, or things are starting to overwhelm me, and I will ground myself, even if it's just a few seconds of taking a deep breath and a little mental reminder. Be in the moment. Be here right now. We tend to get carried away about anxiety about the future, depression about the past. We tend to live in our heads a lot, worrying about, what do we got to do today? Oh my God, And so when I wake up in the morning, I turn on my coffee pot, I go to the sink, I begin to wash my dishes if there's any dishes from the night before. I don't have a dishwasher. It's weird. I actually like to wash dishes by hand. And I will sort of do a meditation each morning while I wash those dishes. I pull my focus in, and I literally, whether this sounds corny or not, I am at peace and I am at one with those dishes. In that moment, right then and there, I smell the soap. I feel the warm water on my hands as I wake up. I smell the coffee brewing. I give gratitude and thanks. I'm not religious. I'm not convincing you of any of that. I'm just saying that is what I do. The universe, God, whatever you want to put to that, higher forces. I pull myself into that moment so that I can start my day with some kind of positive note, without all of that anxiety and being overwhelmed. And I try to practice that all throughout the day. When I get too anxious or carried away or life is moving too fast, each experience that I have in my life, I don't care if it's sitting down having a simple piece of toast, I actually slow down, taste the bread, feel what it feels like in my mouth. This goes back as far as to when my children were little and growing up, and we used to go down to the little Buddhist circles, the little Buddhist meetings. I was never religious, but I've always been very spiritual, and I introduced my children to a lot of different positive things. And we would sit in a circle and pass fruit around, and they would teach us about being mindful. A lot of this stems from Buddhist practices, yes. They would teach us about being mindful when you're eating. Be in the moment with things. Actually taste the food. Think about it. What does it taste like? What does it feel like? What is that moment like for you? And I know a lot of people blow that off. I know people that will sit there and literally hoover down their food without even knowing what it tasted like. They eat like animals. I mean, really, seriously. And, I have a little bit of a digestion problem, so I have to eat slowly anyway. I just cannot chew that fast and swallow that fast. But the most part of it for me is I really like to be in the moment with my meal. I like to enjoy it. I like to taste it. I like to analyze the flavors, what it's feeling like going down as it hits my stomach and nourishes me when I'm really hungry. And again, I give gratitude for that. Every single meal, I think to myself, I am so grateful to have this nourishing food. When I'm getting carried away with depression and anxiety in this world and it's overwhelming, I always find something to be grateful for, because I have been to the depths of hell in my life. I've been through childhood trauma. I've been through all kinds of shit in my life. I'll be sharing a lot of that on the channel soon. But yes, these are small techniques that I use that have been really effective in pulling that anxiety down and literally slowing time down for me. If I will keep myself present each day, each activity I'm doing. I work for DoorDash. I'm a courier. I drive all day and deliver things. While I'm in the car, I listen to podcasts. I do different things. But sometimes I'm just kind of like, floating off in my mind and thinking about things and getting worried and anxious. And I pull myself right back into the moment in my car, and I repeat, I'm at work. I'm thankful to have a job. I'm so grateful that I have income. I'm so grateful that I have a car. I'm so grateful for my health. I pull myself back into the moment of, wow, I'm driving this car. I'm healthy. I'm safe. I'm warm. I actually have a car that's running well. Last year I didn't. I pull myself back into the moment, and for some reason, if I'm present in each activity I do, if I'm spending time with someone and they're talking to me, I was talking about this in the video I put out about, I believe it was Britney Spears. No, wait. In one of my other videos, I was talking about how when I think it was my video about celebrities and why I post about celebrities and why I love to study people's life stories. And I was talking about being an empath and really getting to know people. And I'm some whole other level with that shit. If I care about a person, or I take an interest in a person, or I'm going to be close to them, I literally take a person in on some whole other level. Not only do I listen and ask questions and want to get to know them, but I feel them, their energy. I take them in on a very deep level and literally sort of study them, okay? Like, just make it this whole experience. If I am, and I don't always have time to give someone that much energy, that much time, and my undivided attention. I'm not saying you have to do that all the time. Sometimes we're just going to shoot the shit with people and bounce on, and we're going to cut each other off and yada, yada, yada. But damn it, there are occasions where we're going to have serious conversations and someone's going to need our good listening skills and we need to have them. Or they're going to need us our attention, our ability to slow down, slow time down, and be in the moment with that human. That is so important. And I've always tried to practice that in my romantic relationship, with my children, if I'm spending time. And so a lot of times you have to find what's best for you. A lot of times it's hard for me to visit with more than one person at once. Yeah, I'll do family gatherings and stuff, but I really prefer one-on-one exclusive time. Like once a week, I'll spend time with just my mother, and then I'll spend time with my son the next week. And then, you know, my romantic partner and I, we work things out however we spend time. But oftentimes I like to spend time with just one person so that, because my energy is like that. I can be a bit on the introverted side, even though I'm an extrovert at times as well. And my sort of empathic, you know, my energy, I have a tendency to absorb others' energy. I tend to give a lot of myself. I have that ability to give my undivided attention, my awareness, make a person feel heard, make them feel validated and seen and cared about, and that takes a lot of energy. So I have to guard it too. So what I'm saying is, technique I sort of feel that is very effective in slowing time down and being in the moment, really taking in experiences in life. And I started practicing techniques like this years and years and years ago, way back when my children were like in preschool and stuff, because it was they who really, them coming along in my life, who really inspired me to learn things like this so that I could be better for them as well. So, you know, these are just things that I find tremendously helpful, and I wanted to pass it along to you guys. Yes, just trying to, and most of this stuff falls back on a lot of Buddhist teachings, Zen type teachings, just slowing things down and trying to be in the moment. Think about it. If you really think about it, you'd be surprised. We humans go around on autopilot all the time. A lot of my family members are guilty of doing this, and I've even been guilty of doing it. So I trained my mind. I trained my mind to slow down, pay attention, feel things, feel people, you know, because it makes people feel disrespected and invalidated when you are constantly interrupting. You're on autopilot. They can tell you're not listening. They can tell you're not there with them. My mother used to do this all the time. I would say, Mom, you know, I really want to tell you about something. You know, I would put something out there. And as I would be telling her, she would be looking at the floor. Yeah. Or looking off somewhere. And then no response back to me. She would say, you know, the other day the dog went out, and I would just feel crushed. And I had to train myself to stop getting mad about it. She's got her own issues. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but she does. She has some issues, some trauma she's carrying. And people who have trauma sort of act like that. It's happened in my romantic partnerships too. I can always tell when people are carrying trauma that they haven't dealt with fully or healed on fully, because they do not connect. They do not connect well to other people. It's very hard for them to really be intimate. And I don't mean sexually when I say that. It's really hard for some people to be on an intimate level with another human, where they can really feel that other human. They can really slow down, tune in to that moment with that human being, take them in fully. But yes, of course, we have to guard that energy too. We can't take them in too far, because that shit has gotten me in trouble over the years. It's gotten me used up, taken advantage of, you name it, and just drained. So I'm very guarded about how much of that I will do. Hence, the one person at a time rule I generally keep when I'm going to be having a visit, or, you know, hanging out with someone, spending family time, or spending time with another person. I really like to keep it to one person, because I like quality. Quality over quantity. I don't care about, you know, it's always best. I want to be a quality friend. I want to give quality conversation. I want to be able to give my undivided attention. I want to be able to listen well and take them in, give feedback. I want to be able to be in the moment with them and, you know, get the same from them. And so some of these techniques in your everyday life some little thing where you stop yourself for a second and remind yourself to be mindful. Isn't that funny? Remind yourself to be in the moment, because that really will slow time down. It will not seem like, because time is an illusion anyway. It's a third dimensional concept. Time, a time structure here in this earthly plane realm. So you can move your whole perception of time if you want to by using some of these techniques. And it really does seem, the way you will perceive time going by too quickly every day, it will slow down because you're in the moment. You're really experiencing. You remember that visit you had with your mother yesterday. You remember everything you felt, everything you talked about. You remember how good it felt, and you really feel that. Not get to the next day and go, oh shit, I don't remember what she said. Damn, that's all a blur to me. I was on autopilot. We were talking so fast, and she interrupted me, and I interrupted her, and I was in a big hurry, and good time management is very important, and it's a really good way to make it seem like time is slowing down. To practice these things every day. It's not always possible. I know, we live in the fucking real world here. It's not always possible. Sometimes we gotta go. And that's okay. But when you can, even if it's once a week, twice a week, when as much as you can possibly build up to, catch yourself. If you're getting anxious or depressed or carried away, or things are just going too fast, you're not paying attention, you're on autopilot, someone's talking to you, and you're just like, yeah, yada, yada, yada. You're thinking about your grocery list, and you're thinking about what you want to say next. And I need to make a video on the art of conversation, because it's some whole other vibe. Having a great conversation with someone, it's a thing, and a lot of people don't even know how to do it. You'd be surprised. To be good listeners and give feedback and ask thoughtful questions and keep that balance. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. It really helps me with my anxiety. And I know there's a lot of anxiety going on in the world right now, okay? And so practice that mindfulness each day. Remind yourself to pull yourself into the moment. Don't let your mind float away so much on autopilot. Whatever you're doing, even if it is the most monotonous, boring task ever, feel yourself doing that task. Think about what you're doing. Feel what you're doing. That's how I get through the most boring of chores. I get through house cleaning. I get through my daily job by pulling myself into the moment, finding things that I like about that experience, the sensation of it, what it feels like, and just being really aware and really mindful of each and everything that I'm doing and feeling, okay? And a lot of times people who have gone through trauma have a really hard time, because way back whenever the trauma happened, they left their mind and left their body. They detached and checked out. That's some whole other psychology. And a lot of times they go through their life like that. If they didn't get any help or therapy, or they didn't really practice staying in their body, staying in their mind, feeling their feelings. A lot of people avoid this shit. But that means if you become a person that can do this, it means you're also going to have to learn how to feel the negatives. That's right. You're also going to have to learn how to feel pain and cope with it effectively, tolerate it. You're going to have to feel anger. You're going to have to feel all the negatives as well as the positives if you're going to even be able to do this and learn how to cope with those things, okay? So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps my channel to keep growing. I may make a part 2 to this and elaborate on it a little bit more. I really appreciate you guys for joining me. And just remember, breathe. Remind yourself to be in the moment each and every day that you have. Practice gratitude. It really works for me in helping my anxiety and depression. And slow time down, because time really does go fast. It really, really does. But you can change your perception of how fast time is going by practicing these techniques that I have mentioned. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys again soon.